Hey guys, we're here today recording with an interesting team to say the least. This was actually sent to me by one of my channel members. I believe they said they fought this in a regional tournament and lost to it. But the point being is that I was asked to cover this team by someone, one of my channel members, Fonzie. So we're covering this today. Shout out to Fonzie for the team. Thank you very much for it. I don't know what it is, but it seemed fun. It's essentially just like Palance, but with bonded over Amoonguss and then double Dunsparce. So if you enjoyed, you want to see more, like and subscribe and answer the comment question of the day. Dudunsparce or Dunsparce? Personally, I'm team Dunsparce. I'm a little bit partial to that. Just too many fond memories with them on, but both are pretty cool. Let me know your answers down below. We're taking on Talon, Flame, Great Tusk, Iron Bundle, Chi Yu, Flutter Mane, and King Gambit. Okay, so looking at this team, I barely have looked at this team. Oh my god. We're gonna bring Palafin Arcanine lead. I think it's pretty easy. We're gonna bring Bonnet, maybe. No, we're gonna bring Fluttermane, and I'm gonna try and bring at least one of, if not both of these to each match. I do think this one is definitely more of a Dodon game. But they both do have some merit. I do like the idea though of matching Tailwind. I think it could be pretty decent, and it could turn Arcanine and Fluttermane into some really decent offensive threats here as well. But good luck and fun to my opponent. I feel pretty confident with this one. Thankfully, I don't really need to tear out anything on this team besides the occasional Dunsparce, the occasional Bonnet, and then Fluttermane, obviously. Arcanine will probably not need to tear out this entire video, though Dragon is an interesting type on this, actually. Not going to be a builder, but I'll quickly go over, I guess, the interesting things of note. This Arcanine has Terra Dragon, which is pretty cool. It is also a fairly offensive Arcanine, actually. The Bonnet's Terra Water with Booster Energy, which is also pretty interesting. It's a very Spef-leaning Bonnet. We have Life Orb Fluttermane, and then it's a Violet Dunsparce and with Terra Poison, and then Terra goes to Dunsparce. They definitely have a lot to offer here. As far as my team goes, okay, so it's Bundle and Fluttermane. We're gonna go into Dudunsparce here, and then I'm going to proceed to go for a Flare Blitz right into the Fluttermane. I don't really need to go for like a Terra Dragon here because truthfully I feel like a Gleam from Fluttermane is pretty easy, and I would truthfully rather just try and dodge. Also, there's a good chance my opponent might just try and completely disregard the... Okay, no, so they did... I was gonna say, they did go for the pop. So I kind of thought that they might disregard the Arcanine and go for a Freeze Dry into Bundle, into Palafin, but this works too. We'll Flare Blitz into the Fluttermane here. This should do a good amount of damage. Yeah, that nearly KOs. Perfect. And we get the Burn. Ooh, the Burn is pretty lucky, actually. I can't lie. Okay. So we are going to take some damage from that for sure. But it's not a huge deal. I could actually just protect around that on this turn. And then what I'll do is I'm going to go for a... I kind of want a Tailwind. I feel like Tailwind might not be terrible. So Tailwind would offer to make sure that I can guarantee outpace them with my Fluttermane next turn. So I think I'm going to go for Tailwind, and I'm going to go for a Protect. This should help just give me a nice field advantage here. And then Arcanine in the following turn as well can get some pretty strong damage off on whatever comes in. Assuming, of course, that the Bundle doesn't go for some sort of... Okay, so they're going to go into Chi Yu. Then I'm probably just going to E-Speed anyway. E-Speed and Rock Slide is definitely my play here. With the Dunsparce, I'm curious, do we actually outpace anything? Like, is there anything of note with that? I'm assuming we at least would outpace, like, Chi Yu or something like that. Oh, oops. We had the showdown window up. Okay. I don't know why. I have such a bad habit of doing that whenever I record. Okay, so we hit 115. That's fast. Oh my god. So I'll be honest, I didn't notice if the bundle had fucking booster energy. So what I'm gonna proceed to do, I'm actually just going to proceed to E-Speed the Chi Yu, and I'm gonna go for Rock Slide. I'm assuming that the Chi Yu, if anything, is more likely to have been the Sashmon. And again, I kind of forgot to check if Bundle was. Okay, so Bundle is definitely not the Sashmon. That's good. That's definitely Booster because, again, we hit 230 with our speed tier. Now, we should still actually outpace Chi Yu with the -1, which is really good to know. So perfect. We can kill the Chi Yu off with Rock Slide. We do not kill the Chi Yu with Rock Slide. And it's going to go for a Heat Wave. Okay, that's fine. Not great, but it is objectively speaking fine. Okay. So what am I going to do here? I think I'm just going to bring in the Fluttermane, to be completely honest. I could just Moonblast into the bundle here. And Moonblast into the bundle should be really strong. And then I think I'm going to go for a... I think I'm just going to go for a Hyper Drill just to guarantee kill. And then I know that my Moonblast will guarantee kill the Iron Bundle as well. And that should be at least 2 Pokemon cleared off the field. My Flutterman as well is pretty impossible for my opponent to beat right now. The one exception is King Gambit, but I do have Palafin for that, and it should smash, so I'm not really too worried. They're going to Protect and Bundle, that's fine. I should be able to just Hyper Drill into the Chiyu spot. I kind of wish I Hyper Drilled into the... Oh, perfect. Okay, so Chiyu's going to die either way, which is fucking amazing here. I fucking love the Hyper Drill. If nothing else, Hyper Drill is really good for these sort of situations where your opponent's trying to go for like a Protect, and at the very least, we could just break through it anyway. Such a good move. I fucking love this move so much. Okay, so we've killed the Chiyu now. Chiyu being gone is actually a huge deal. That's a pretty decent offensive threat here that we have now just completely gotten rid of. They have Fluttermane and Arm Bundle left. Perfectly fine Mons. And they have one other thing in the back. I'm going to guess it's King Gambit. They're going to bring in Fluttermane here. Okay, so Fluttermane is fine. I'm not really too concerned with this. I can proceed to just go for a Rock Slide here. And then I'm just going to go for a Moonblast here. I don't really need to care about the speeds here either. Despite the fact that their Fluttermane will definitely outpace mine, it's not really going to be important if I have this around in the late game, to be completely honest. So my Fluttermane's going to lose HP. That's fine. They're going to go for Shadow Ball. Perfectly okay. My Dunsparce is going to get some more recovery here. And meanwhile, I can pick off their Fluttermane instead. So I'm pretty okay with this. For the King Gambit, when that is indefinitely the Mon in the back, either King Gambit or Great Tusk, either way. Really, any of these last 3. Palafin should beat them very convincingly. So I'm pretty okay with this. Plus, the Dunsparce is just getting even more health back, and it should be a 2v1. There's not really a Mon in the back besides King Gambit that can actually put up a fight in a 2v1. Not King Gambit, Great Tusk. And it's purely just because it gets Earthquake, but even still, I'd just go for 2 Jet Punches and I'm always set. They would have to be like some sort of Terra Grass set. Now, I'm pretty sure this is Great... Yeah, I was gonna say, I'm pretty sure that was Great Tusk. I didn't recognize that name for King Gambit at the very least. Okay. We'll go for a Protect here, and then I'm going to go for a Terra Water Jet Punch. This is mostly in case that they try and just target Dunsparce for whatever reason. I'm assuming that they'll Terra as well. Yep, they are going to Terra as well. That's perfectly fine. I'm curious into what type. I would assume either Ground or Grass. I'm fine with either. They're going to go for Ground. Okay, so they're still keeping their weakness, which means that 2 Jet Punches should kill. They don't have the ability to just Oko me anyway, so I'm pretty fine with this. I kind of wish, I guess I kind of wish that in hindsight I went for like a Hyper Chill, but it doesn't really matter because I'm bulky Palafin and I highly doubt that they can actually just Oko me here. We might be able to win. The Tailwind might have been actually very clutch from Dudun, I can't lie. Same as the Rock Slide, just going off into Chiyu faster than it. We're going to get the Protect off here. I assume they're either going to go for a, well, definitely speaking, they're going to go for one of their ground moves. I'm assuming Earthquake, because they're going to probably want to take out Dudun before it can go for like, I mean, I guess it doesn't really matter what I click. They're going to go for Headlong. Okay. Headlong into Palafin, that's fine. Oh my god, that just kills. Shit, I kind of wish I just attacked then. Oh, fuck. Okay. Alright, well, that's fine. That's totally fine. Shit. I might have choked that. Okay. Well. Fuck, yeah, I can't beat that now. If I just attacked, I won. And I took an Earthquake too. Like, I definitely took an Earthquake. I don't know why I clicked Protect there. That was a really just bad play on my end. In hindsight, I definitely had that match. I threw the win 100% though. But it's fine. It's not a huge deal. 0-1 to start. We'll definitely bounce back for sure. The fact that I at least brought it down to a 0-0, I feel pretty confident on this. I think the team plays really well too. So I can definitely make this work in a game number 2. Just a little bit disappointed with how I played for sure. But it's fine. Not a huge deal. We'll see you guys in our second game of the day. Until then, peace out, guys. Okay, moving on to game number 2. We're taking on a team consisting of Fluttermane, Chiyu, Gyarados, Ting-Lu, Iron Hand, and a Moongus. Okay, so looking at this matchup, I think that it is definitely in my best interest to lead off with. So I do kind of like benching Palafin here, in all honesty. I think that I definitely bring the Arcanine as a lead for sure. I feel like that Arcanine and Dunsparce is actually a pretty annoying lead for them. Because even if they lead off with Iron Hands and they try and go for like a fake out flinch, I'm not too concerned with that. I kind of like bringing from there the Fluttermane in the back. And I kind of like having Bonnet. I'm not huge in Dunsparce this game. Mostly just because of the fact that, I mean, Endeavor Glare isn't terrible here. But I do like the idea of just going for Tailwind as my speed control mainly. Yeah, I'm not really huge with Dunsparce here. I do like the Dudun a lot, though. I think Dudun could actually be really valuable. And having the Arcanine as well with Bonnet could be really good. I'm not huge on the Palafin this matchup, though it's really... Maybe I do bring Palafin. I kind of like actually just benching Fluttermane, weirdly enough. I feel like that might butt me in the ass, but I'm going to do it anyway. Am I? Yeah, I think I'm going to do that anyway. Because I can break most of this team with Arcanine. I kind of wish I let off with Palafin, but I could still make that work. Like if I was going to do it though, I definitely should have probably let off with it. But it is what it is. It is what it is. Good luck and fun to my opponent though. We'll have to see what happens here. A little bit nervous, I can't lie, because I think I did kind of misplay not leading off with Palafin against Fluttermane Chew. But I could still make that work. It shouldn't be too bad. Gyarados Chew. Okay, that's so much better for me actually, not leading off with Palafin, because Chew alone will not be able to actually break my team. So I'm pretty okay with this. What I'm going to proceed to do, we have now dropped both Pokemon's attack. That matters a little bit for Gyarados. It doesn't really matter for the Chew, in all honesty. What I'm going to do, I'm going to click Protect here. I'm going to scout what my opponent wants to do, and I'm going to proceed to go for a Tailwind here. So the Tailwind doesn't actually really matter for Arcanine. It's more so for Dunsparce, so I can just start Rock Slide flinching everything. With the 236 speed, I should outpace any Chew that's not, like, Timid Scarf. Even Modest Scarf should actually get outpaced, because Modest Scarf, if I remember correctly, should hit around, like, 220-ish. I'll need to double check that number, actually. They're Terra Water Chew. Okay, that's actually so much better for me. Because it's not an offensive boosting Terra. Chew. Let's see. So Modest Chew, yeah. So we actually creep Modest Chew perfectly with this, which is what I'm assuming that the creep might have been for on Dudun, which is really fine by me. I can just Hyper Chill that fucker. They're Nasty Plot anyway. Okay. So yeah, I'm just going to dual target. Dual target should be fine. Arcanine. Let's see. So we have Adamant 156. We are -1. And then going for Extreme Speed. That should do some okay damage. And then we have the Dunsparce. And then we're going for a Hyper Drill. And then that is also -1. But we have 38 attack Jolly. Oh, right. Okay, so that's... Okay. That is some okay damage. I may as well just go for the flinch. We'll just go for E-Speed, and then I'm going to go for a Hyper Drill. Let's see. So we're going to try and just at least get some good damage off from Chew. It's not going to be a lot, but it is something. We're going to hope that we can take this Dark Pulse. We do not take that Dark Pulse. I mean, it is +2, but that's not a huge deal. I can probably from here... oh, they're going to Thunder. Oh, thank God that did not hit that. Okay, because that's actually pretty good for me. What's my play? What's my actual out here? Because the Chew is kind of threatening. I could definitely bring in the Bonnet, actually. The Bonnet should be fine. In fact, because of the fact that they Terra'd, does my Bonnet outpace Chew? They're not Scarfed. That does not outpace, most likely. We'll go into Palafin here. And then we're going to double into Chew. And as I go for a Rock Slide, and I'm just going to try and flinch it down, truthfully. Because that'll still be good damage on Gyarados. Or actually, I could just go for Haze. Haze should be pretty good, actually, as well. We're going to switch for now. We're going to switch for now. And then I'll go for a Rock Slide. And then we'll at least try and flinch the Chew. The one Chew turn for flinching should be decent, as well as the fact that we'll just get some good damage on Gyarados. From here, I could probably just Sucker Punch at that point with Bonnet, which I could have done anyway, but I wanted to at least try and proc the Palafin as well, so then we'd be set for later on. But with this turn, the Gyarados switching out, oh, that's actually pretty decent for me as well. They're going to bring in a Mungus. Okay, a Mungus coming in isn't a huge deal, because by not going for Terra on my Bonnet, that keeps me as a mon that cannot be redirected by Mungus. So I can literally just Sucker Punch this turn and I'm pretty set. Especially without the Intimidate going off at all. So what I'll probably do is I'm just going to go for like the Rock Slide again. Plus, oh god damn it, okay. They're Leftover Chew. Okay, so that's kind of a problem. I might just need to go for like a Sucker Punch here. Or maybe even I just go for the Terra Water and the Sea Bomb. I'm going to go for the Terra Water and the Sea Bomb actually. Because I could see a world where they just go for like a Nasty Plot this turn. And then I'm just going to go for Hyper Chill into Chew. If they go for the Rage Powder, I'm not too concerned. They're going to probably try and Spore my Dunsparce here, which is fine. The Gyarados is going to come in. Okay. This should be some decent damage on Gyarados at least. Gyarados is still neutral to Seed Bomb, and on top of that as well, we're still only, I mean, we're -1 and -2, which isn't great. But I still would say this isn't exactly terrible, because my Bonnet is so Spadef bulky I can definitely Spore the Gyarados as well, which is huge, because that would stop any sort of support role this thing could provide. And yeah, I mean, I can get put to sleep now as well, which is kind of an issue, but I think I just kind of need to work around that. Hyper Chill's going to go off here. It does nothing. That's fine. Seed Bomb's going to go off here. That also will not do a lot to Gyarados, but it's not a huge deal. Spore into Dunsparce, okay. Yeah, I'm just going to try and Spore that Gyarados. Actually, what I'll probably do is I'm probably just going to go for a Protect this turn. Tailwind petered out, okay. Yeah, I'm just going to go for a Protect this turn. And then I'm going to go for a Rock Slide here. I'm going to try and get my flinches up. We know that we have Pace Gyarados, which is pretty good, actually. Let's see. Okay. Pharaoh Palmas. Okay, so that's Iron Hands. Alright. So you know that there's no Flutter Mane and there's no Tingler. So I kind of misplayed it when I brought. No Flutter Mane, really. Wow. Fuck, okay. Yeah, fuck, okay. That might screw me over, because I think that Flutter Mane could have been really good against these four. But I really thought the Tingler would come as like a Terra option. And that was why I couldn't go for that. They did try and go for Spore, that's good to know. Okay. So I think there's a high opportunity for them to just go for Fake Out plus Spore yet again. I think I kind of need to just go for the Spore in case that they don't, though. I'll try and go for a Rock Slide as well, hoping that I wake up and then maybe flinch the Amoonguss at least, which is something. They don't go for it. Okay, thank God. Don't be Goggles, don't be Goggles, don't be Goggles, don't be Goggles. Ooh, oh my God, they just kill. Okay, I can't lie. I'm kind of shocked that just kills outright, but good play by my opponent for sure. Can I kill the Iron Hands? Okay, no, so they're going to be Goggles. Okay. That's fine. Good play by my opponent. I can't really do much about that, and honestly, I kind of just... Ugh. Okay. Man, I could have just avoided this match entirely if I just played better in the last match. I had the win, too, and I just didn't click it. Yeah, fuck. Okay. Alright, well, I'm going to Wave Crash into the Iron Hands at least. We're just going to kill the Iron Hands if nothing else. And I'll go for, like, a Seed Bomb here just in case. I don't know if that'll even KO, in all honesty, but it's kind of the only out that I have. Truthfully, I think the Iron Hands is just going to switch out into Gyarados anyway, but I don't really gain... Oh, no, they don't. Okay. I was going to say, I don't really gain a lot anyway by trying to play around as if they're going to make that, because their whole team is just filled with resistances to Palafin here. They're going to go for Wild Charge and Bonnet, so be it. Yeah, fuck, okay. So, I'm pretty sure we lose here. I'm almost certain that we lose here. I could have maybe protected around that, but it's... Yeah, I'll have to make something work. I'm going to Sucker Punch just to get some last second damage off. And I'm going to go for a Protect here. Not that it really matters, but it's something, I guess. I don't know. I think I kind of buried myself in a hole by not bringing Flutter Mane. I still stand by why I didn't bring Flutter Mane, but it just so happened that my opponent benched like the two worst mons for my Flutter Mane here. So it is what it is. Those things happen sometimes. Maybe my opponent just predicted that I wouldn't bring it because of the Tinglu. And I think that that's going to be the reason I lose. Yeah, I can't really beat this team. I'm just going to forfeit just to save time. Because, especially with this turn, yeah, no, because I need to... Essentially, either I need to go for like a Wave Crash into Iron Hands. They can just bring in their own. I have actually no out here. It would be kind of pointless because they can just Intimidate Cycle my team while Wild Charging me down. And I can't actually beat that. So good play by my opponent. They just outplayed me. We'll try and win in game number 3 though. I'm really hoping that I can at least get a win today, because it would suck if I really went 0-2, I don't know, 0-3 twice in a row. But we'll see you guys in game number 3 though. Peace out, guys. Okay, moving into our final game. This looks at least a little more winnable, but I kind of hate if this is really the only match that I can win today. I'm gonna be a little disappointed. But at the same time though, I know the archetype at least they're playing. It's Skill Swap, Metacham with trying to hit Fisher Tinglu, which that's fine. I can manage that actually pretty well. Looking at this, let me just note this down real quick. I think I've recognized the person we're playing too. I don't know if this is actually like the person's channel or not, but I know for a fact I've in doing VGC research, I've seen the channel, like it's Jeans, I think it's like Jeans YT or something. Oh my god, I feel bad for spacing. But I do want to at least like, yeah, so it's just Jeans. Okay, so I was just overcomplicating everything. Anyway, Tinglu, Medicham, Lycanroc, Mimikyu, Dondozo, Tatsugiri. Okay. So, at the very least, the Flutter Mane should be pretty strong here. I'm going to lead off with Palafin and Arcanine. We're going to go with Flutter Mane. I think this is definitely a regular Dunsparce game, because my goal should be to try and just glare and try and status stuff to avoid the, well, one, Endeavor's also really good for a Dozo matchup, but two, it should be mostly just to try and make sure that they can't do anything with their Dondozo. Making sure that obviously we can stop the Dondozo from going for wave crashes into us is pretty valuable, as well as having Palafin to haze that down. We have the Glare to also try and wear down the Tinglu, and then Endeavor is really good for just all the fat in this team. So they're definitely going to try and go for like a skill swap plus an Endure here, if I had to guess. I know the comp too well, so we're actually just going to dual target Medicham, in all honesty. Just before it can actually pull off this trap, because again, I know the combination and what they're trying to go for here. We'll Terra Dragon, just in case, of the Rock Slide turn, just so I don't have to fear. And I don't really need to Terra Palafin. It doesn't need to be an offensive mon here. I don't really need to Terra any of my other mons as well. Terraing Dunsparce, for example, is making me worse against Tinglu, as well as Earthquake Dozo, which Earthquake Dozo is pretty free against us. Fluttermane doesn't need to be an offensive threat here. So it's really just Arcanine may as well be my Terra, because it makes me slightly less weak into this matchup. So we'll go for the E-Speed and Jet Punch here, just for priority. They're gonna go for Skill Swap this turn most likely, which is fine. Yep, okay, so that's perfectly fine. They're gonna go for Skill Swap. Okay, so they're going for Skill Swap Rock Slide. Pretty fair play, but I just kind of assumed that they were gonna go for Endure plus Skill Swap, but it's one of the reasons why I wanted to make sure that I tired anyway to get out of that. We're gonna switch out here into the Baby Dunsparce, and I'm gonna go for an E-Speed into the Medicham. That way we can, I guess one benefit of Medicham being the skill swapper, this now is a potentially huge power Lycanroc, which is actually kind of scary as well. But that's a good reason that we can preserve the Palafin, of course. I can E-Speed the Lycanroc in the following turn, which is fine by me. But I do just need to kill the Medicham, because the Medicham is the mon that could skill swap No Guard onto Tinglu, and that's pretty scary. Okay, so we've at least gotten rid of this at the very least. So the Medicham is now bye-bye. Okay. So they can they're still pretty terrifying for sure, because that Lycanroc just having huge power makes it a legitimate threat here. Especially because the fact if they go for Trick Room, that could be kind of scary. I still kind of want to Glare it anyway, though, with Dunsparce, in all honesty. By going for the Dunsparce Glare, we could actually make this into a decent threat, because we could get rid of the chance for that to even flinch us through, which is cool. I don't know the speed here, though, so I don't know if that'll work well. But seeing that Tatsu came in, I actually think that that's my best play anyway. Is just going for Glare into the Lycanroc. And then I'm going to go for a Protect here. Mostly just because, while I'm assuming that's a Sash Lycanroc, I want to make sure they're not just going hard into Dondozo here. So we're going to go for the Glare this turn. If they're going to go for... This might also be a Storm Drain Tatsu. We do need to respect that on this team. Which would explain why they didn't go for the... One, it would explain why they didn't go for the swap here. But two, it explains the team comp as well. So I do need to respect that. Because it would actually partner really well with this, and it would be a great way to actually check the Palafin. Thankfully, though, oh my fuck, okay. Oh, that really screws me over. Especially if they're, especially if they are that strat, that really screws me over. I need to bring in Fluttermane, and I need to just go for E-Speed plus Moonblast into the fucking thing. Because that's kind of my out for the fucking... Oh my god, I'm spacing. One, if it's my out in case this is the Sash mon, because Tatsugiri could also just very easily be the Sash option. But if they're trying to win off of the huge power Lycanroc, I need to take out Tatsugiri, because Tatsugiri is probably the thing that's going to stop me from winning, if anything. So, they're going to go for Terra. I swear to fucking god, it's Terra Water. Okay, so I can still beat that at least. That's not really a huge deal, because I'm assuming that Fluttermane with Life Orb plus the E-Speed Arcanine should be able to pick that off. So we're going to get the E-Speed off. Yeah, that does a lot. And I'm assuming that Life Orb Fluttermane will pick this off. They're Scarfed, so be it. Still needed to take that mon out in case it was Storm Drain. So I'll still stand by that play. Definitely playing on a bit of a back foot here, though. I need Lycanroc to miss whatever move it's going for here. But at least we're taking out the Tatsugiri. Okay. I'm assuming that the last mon's probably Tinglu, in all honesty. Tinglu's whatever. Fuck. We need to play out of our ass at this point. The Tatsugiri's gone at least, and they're going for Stone Edge. Like, a little bit of an idiot. Not a huge idiot, but it's definitely a little bit idiotic. Okay. It's whatever. They're going to bring in, what's the last mon? It's Dondozo. Okay, so it is Dozo. Oh. Well, that's really easy for us to beat, actually. I do still need to actually go for the Jet Punch plus the... I need to go for the Jet Punch plus the Moonblast first. And just take out the Lycanroc. If they go for Protect, good play by my opponent. Really good play. I'm kind of playing on back, but I do need to get rid of the huge power Lycanroc in my face now, because compared to Dozo, that is the immediate threat. They could definitely go for like a Yawn this turn, and that would be kind of scary, but thankfully they don't get Order Up offensive boosts. They don't have the defense boost in general, so that doesn't make Dozo a threat that I need to haze suddenly. On top of it as well, really the scariest thing this could do is go for Yawns. However, because the Tatsugiri is gone, I can proficiently just clear the Lycanroc, and that's at least something that I can get rid of, which I will most certainly take that. But Lycanroc is definitely a pretty big offensive threat. They're going to go for Protect. God damn it. Okay. Okay. I'm hoping they don't Wave Crash into the Flutter Mane, because that does actually put me in a bad situation here. Because they could probably just go for like a Yawn, and if they're Sash, that's really bad. Ugh. I kind of wish we had Gleam on this Flutter Mane, I can't lie. I get the logic in like the Hex and the Thunderbolt and all that. Holy shit, they just hit a Fissure. Alright, well, I'm going to be completely honest. We've lost the match. I would need to essentially dodge like every hit that Lycanroc goes for in the next few turns. Fuck. Yeah, I don't think I could beat this team anymore. Shit. Okay, well, that sucks. That really sucks. I hate that's the way we're gonna go 0-3, because it's not like I could have even killed the Dozo either. Fuck. And yeah, we're just gonna die. I'll be honest. We went 0-3 today. I'm gonna do one more match, because I hate how we fucking lost that match. Oh my god. Well played, Jeans. Well played. Oh, fuck. I hope this at least goes up on your channel. It's free promotion, but fuck. Oh, well played. Well played. I can't complain. I've tried to do the same thing a million times. My opponent just did it better. This does remind me, though, I do have a similar team. It doesn't have Dozo. Dozo's probably a lot better of an adaptation than the one that I has. But I did have a similar strategy I wanted to pull off. Fuck. Okay. Man, we've really... 0-6 really brought us down. We were at like 3,802, and we've tilted hard. I'm hoping we just win in our last match, though. Peace out, guys. Okay. Fucking fine. I'm willing to take on the Series 2 team if it just means we can finally knock our fucking losing streak. Oh my god. This has been an unfortunate past. This live in particular has just been unfortunate. It's because I ran 2 Serene Grace Mons and expected success. Like, I'm kind of asking to get hacked. But my god, that last game was rough. Okay. Azumarill, Iron Hands, Grimmsnarl, Skeledirge, fucking, oh my god, Breloom, I forgot how to say that for a second, and then Annihilate. Okay, so looking at this, so this is definitely, I think, a baby Dunsparce game. I feel like the Endeavor's pretty good against stuff like the Iron Hands, for example, late game, and I could go for Terra Poison to turn into a Resist. I might actually have to Terra the Dunsparce's match, to be honest. I could, weirdly enough, I could justify bring both even. I feel like both isn't even a terrible lead, I would go as far as saying, but I'm going to lead off with these two. I'm going to bring the Dunsparce. I do think I kind of need to bring the Flutter Mane, just to not throw immensely here. I think that'll probably have to be the Terramon. I'm just going to have to clear the Iron Hands, that means. But I can work around it. If only I had... Oh, wait, I do have Will-O-Wisp. I'm an idiot. For some reason, I thought that was Snarl. I don't know why. Okay, so I could definitely burn the Iron Hands, and that should still be fine. And if they go for Terra Fire, that means I could just go for Palafin and nuke it. I think I'm fine here, actually. This should be a pretty winnable match. Azumarill and Grimmsnarl. Okay, that's a fine lead for this, actually. I can burn the Azumarill here. I'm not going to go for Terra and Arcanine. If they go for Jet and they really want to go for Jet, that's fine. It's not a huge concern for me. We're going to switch out here into Baby Dunsparce, and I'm going to go for the Will-O-Wisp. I can proceed to start going for like a Rock Slide Flinch or like an Endeavor play or something of that sort on the following turn. But right now, my goal is really just to burn the Azu. Burning the Azu is going to be my best play here, making sure that it can't just nuke through my team because it is a decent offensive threat. They're going to go for Fake Out. So be it. I don't really mind. They're probably going for Belly Drum on Azu, this means. Yep, okay. So now I need to burn the Terra on Arcanine, which is unfortunate because I would have loved to go for the Terra Fairy, but it is what it is. Let's see. So I'm pretty sure Belly Drum will bring them up all the way to +6 anyway. I'm pretty sure it's not just they get 6 boosts. That means I need to go for a Protect here. Let me see. Yeah, so it's all the way to +6. It doesn't really change my play here because I need to go for the Terra Dragon and I need to go for a Will-O-Wisp. But it's just good to note at the very least so I know for the future. Either way, though, I need to just burn the Azu as quickly as possible. I can go for Haze on Palafin on the following turn at least, which is good. So this turn it's really just about trying to weaken the Azu so it can't do things further, because it's already kind of scary. We'll go for protecting Dunsparce here. My opponent's probably just going to go for an Aqua Jet and Arcanine. They're going to go for a Reflect. That's fine. And what's the Azu going to do? They're going to go for Aqua Jet. Okay, yep. They're going for Aqua Jet and Arcanine. Does not kill. Thank God for the Terra. Will-O-Wisp thankfully goes off here, which means that I can probably actually take another hit. Which does have some benefits at the very least. I can proceed to go for the... I think I need to go for the Glare into Grimmsnarl just to try and pare it down. And then I can go for E-Speed into Azu just for some nice damage. I can't really gain anything from going for like a Rock Slide yet, because I don't have the speed control advantage. I don't really gain anything from going for an Endeavor because I'm full health. So I think that going for Glare at this point is just my best play. And we'll go for E-Speed into Azu for some good chip. We have the crit there. A little unfortunate for my opponent, but it's fine. I'll take that at this point. I want to finally break the losing streak. Okay, so we're going to go for the Glare. Paralyzing the Grimmsnarl. That's perfect for us. Man, I really could have avoided going 0-3 if I just made the right play in my first match of the day, huh? Okay, so Attack Chop, a little annoying, but it's not a huge deal. I can actually use this to my advantage, because the E-Speed should pick off Azu at this point, and I can proceed to go for an Endeavor into the Grimmsnarl, and that should bring it down to near KO range, which is really good for me, actually. So we'll pick off the Azu, and we'll nearly pick off the Grimm in this turn, which benefits me a lot. Making sure that Azu is no longer on the field as a threat is really good for my team. And that means that I don't even need to waste a turn clicking Haze on Palafin either. Really, at this point, the Grimm is a little concerning, but it's not a huge deal. Just don't go into Skeletor's. Anything but Skeletor's. They're going to the Iron Hands. Oh, that is so huge for me. Because now I've brought the Iron Hands down to basically nothing. And that's a booster set, too. So I can actually just protect around it next turn with both my Pokemon. And then I can proceed to just go for E-Speed into Iron Hands. And that should pick it off. Oh my god, we got really bailed out here, actually. That is so huge for me. Holy shit. They gave me that one. Even still, I just have to mention, that's so much better than the Grimm getting Endeavored, because this was like one of the biggest offensive threats my opponent had. But thankfully, though, this Dunsparce actually fucking saved my ass here. Okay. So they're going to bring in the Grimmsnarl here. Not really a huge deal. We're going to go for the same play, just a dual protect here. Because my game plan is going to be to E-Speed into the Iron Hands and then go for an Endeavor into Grimmsnarl next turn. If they switch out either Mon, that's fine. I'm not really too concerned with that. They don't have an immunity to E-Speed outside of Skeletor's, which is also really good for me. I assume that they probably will try to go for like a Spirit Break plus like a Drain Punch or something of that sort. They're going to fake out, so they're going to fake out the Arcanine. That makes sense for this turn. I'm more so talking about next turn. They're going to probably try and like Drain Punch into the, oh, they're fake out on Grimmsnarl. That's also good to know. They could have technically been fake out on either Mon, but it is essentially the trying to kill the Dunsparce with Drain Punch play, which is fine. That's definitely going to be slower than both my Mons. This Dunsparce will objectively outpace both. But perfect. Oh fuck, we don't kill. Okay, well, we fully parried that. Oh, they went for Sucker Punch there. Okay, so this works out really well, because we've now brought both these Pokemon essentially down to, like, nothing. And I can proceed to just go for, like, a Rock Slide on the following turn, actually, which works out really well. And then I can go for, like, a Jet Punch into the... Well, I'm probably actually just going to go for a Wave Crash into Iron Hands, truthfully. Mostly just to guarantee the damage. I don't want to risk with the Wave Crash and with Jet Punch and then just have it not kill. Okay. So, yeah, this should be fine. I can probably just go for a Rock Slide here, or even just a Protect, just to guarantee that I keep the Mon around, which also works out well for me. Yeah, I'll go for Protect. We'll go for Protect and a Wave Crash, and that should kill both these Mons. I'm curious if they're going to go for like a Terra Grass Iron Hands. If they do, well played. Terra Grass Iron Hands will definitely take this. It is a huge Drain Punch turn for them if they go for it into the Palafin. But I don't know if they will necessarily. They're going to Terra here. Okay, fuck. Is it really going to be Terra Grass? But I can't really do a lot about that. Flutterman can still come in and pick this off anyway, which is fine. They're going to go for Terra Water. Okay. Terra Water's a little bit better, actually, because I can Thunderbolt that. So that works out really well for me. Yeah, I could take that. We're going to get the Protect off, at least with Dunsparce. It's still going to be a decent threat to their team for what it's worth. They're going to get fully parried on the Grimmsnarl, which is great for me. And the Wave Crash is going to go off. That's not going to do a lot, but... Oh, shit, we kill. Was that a crit? That was not a crit. Okay, so that just kills. Who would have known? I genuinely didn't realize that was going to kill. Okay. So we killed the Iron Hands. The Grimm is basically fodder. That should just die to Jet Punch at this point. I'm curious about what their last one is, though. What's their last Pokemon here? That's going to be... Annihilate. Okay. So Dunsparce did its job. really fucking did its job. I'm going to Glare just in case. And I'll go for a Jet Punch into the Grimmsnarl, just in case. We'll go for the Glare mostly just because I'm anticipating Annihilate to go for like either a Bulk Up or a Final Gambit this turn. And this Jet Punch should pick off Grim. It's not that bulky. It's not going to be able to tear into a resist. Perfect. Their Grimmsnarl is gone. It's just the Annihilate left. And what's it going to go for? Rage Fist. Okay. That's perfect. So I can go for Jet Punch. I can go for the Glare here. Glare should be a decent way to just start flinching this thing down. The Rock Slide plus the Wave Crash should be enough to pick this thing off pretty comfortably, mind you. This thing can't actually do much to me at this point. It's pretty much finished. The Dunsparce put in so much fucking work. I'll take this at least. If we can at least, if nothing else, win this game off of the Dunsparce putting in this much work, that means I could justify throwing it in the thumbnail. So we'll take that. Thank you, Dunsparce. This is why I picked you for the question of the day. The Dunsparce could never. Dunsparce forever. Sadly, though, this thing is faster than us, which is unfortunate. But all the Glare plus the Endeavor bullshit this thing pulled off was so fucking valuable. Also, this is a Scarf set, so I'm actually just going to let Dunsparce pick off the kill. I'm going to BM my opponent here pretty badly. Okay, they forfeit. Perfect. They save time. Alright, well, if you guys enjoyed and you want to see some more content like this, like and subscribe. Shout out to our channel members, of course, being Josh K. Ultra Player, Mia, Zeke0, Matt O'Shea, Bbat, Fonzie, of course, the one, especially for Fonzie, who did give us the team for today's video. Shout out to Fonzie. I know they didn't build the team, but massive shout outs to Fonzie, of course, for the team. We also then do have Anna Tepur, Timo Mueller. We have Bam Bambi, Rao Plays, Obo, and Johannes B. Your guys' support on the channel is greatly appreciated, and if you want to become a channel member today, it's just a couple dollars a month, and you have, of course, the team submission option. Like, I'm gonna start having a team submission option actually in the Discord. Join the Discord below, by the way. I don't plug that a lot these days, but do join the Discord. We're gonna start doing team submissions. And channel members will get priority in that. It's gonna be a new channel member perk starting in May, which is just, of course, a fun way for you guys to start showing off your teams. But with that said, though, we'll see you guys later. Until then, peace out, guys.